can't move. I need you to relax, Alex. I'm paralyzed.
Part man, part machine, all cop. Those words heralded the arrival of Robocop back in 1987.
Robocop.
An uncompromising action film that blended hardcore violence, stunning special effects, and cutting social satire. It told the tale of Alex Murphy, a police officer who was fatally wounded in the line of duty and reborn a robot.
Your move, creep.
And the film's success spawned sequels, video games, TV series, comics, and now a big-budget reboot.
I'd put those guns down now if I were you.
This time around, the story has a political edge, taking place in 2028, at a time when drones have become fundamental to US foreign policy, with Ed 208s, which are essentially robot foot soldiers, patrolling war-torn states in the name of freedom. But thanks to a Senate bill, those same drones aren't allowed on the streets of America, which is a billion-dollar problem for Raymond Sellers, boss of Omnicorp, the world's leading robot defense company.
Why is America so robophobic?
Realizing that Americans want a product they can love and a figure they can rally behind, he pledges to put a man inside a machine. And Alex Murphy is just that guy. An honest cop and loving family man whose body is rather inconveniently blown to bits early on in proceedings.
Too slow, boy.
Every cloud has a silver lining, though, and Murphy's misfortune paves the way for him to become the human face of Omnicorp's plans to revolutionize America's police force. In jet black body armor, cruising the streets on his sleek motorcycle, Robocop is an immediate hit with the public, saving lives, cutting crime, and delivering swift and efficient justice.
You're coming with me.
But where the original movie merely touched on the moral issues of turning a man into a machine, the remake is preoccupied with it, with much of the film's runtime revolving around Alex trying to find his place in the world, which at times makes proceedings feel less like an action movie and more like a philosophy lesson. But the real problem with the remake is that it lacks the big brass robo-balls of Paul Verhoeven's original. Where the Detroit of that movie was filled with sex, drugs and violence, here it seems like quite a nice place to live, making one question the need for robot cops, thereby undermining the thrust of the whole movie. The satire is still intact, with Samuel L. Jackson's motor-mouth news host delivering angry monologues that are pro-robot and anti-freedom. But they too are quite tame in comparison. There are effective nods to the original, from the use of that memorable score to the taser gun emerging from Robo's leg, but others are clumsy and unwanted, most notably a painful adaptation of one of the 1987 film's most famous lines.
I'll buy that for $1.
Robocop himself is pretty impressive, with modern effects allowing him to run faster, jump higher and punch harder. And actor Joel Kinnaman does a good job of making Murphy likeable at the beginning of the film and conveying the character's pain later on. Director Jose Padilla also infuses the action sequences with the kinetic energy that he brought to the brilliant Elite Squad movies, most notably doing a robot rumble between our hero and the super aggressive Ed 209. Trouble is, the film frequently focuses on drama over this action, making for a somewhat underwhelming Robocop that coasts along and ends with a whimper, rather than powering through the gears and climaxing with a bang. So while Padilla and his team are to be admired for bringing the franchise up to date and addressing very real concerns about drones, robotics and automated warfare, they've taken much of the fun out of the concept, making for a po-faced and ultimately somewhat forgettable Robocop movie, and earning an IGN rating of 6.9 out of 10.